Hi, Orange Girl here with another scrapbooking process video for you. I am working with a file from the Cut Shop. The file that I'm using is called Finally Fall, and I'm using two different leaves from that cut file. And I've gone ahead and I've cut them out ahead of time. I'm going to use them with this picture of my daughter and I when our whole family went for a walk, and she found this leaf, and it's kind of like the first leaf we found. Um, Signifying the beginning of fall. And so um, my idea is I went ahead and cut these up with wood grain paper, and I'm going to go every other one here kind of in a pattern and make a wreath. I'm going to back these with different pattern papers. It's something kind of like that. So this next part here, I'm going to speed up for a couple of different reasons. Basically, I'm going to take that smaller leaf and I'm going to use this paper, and I'm going to use the flowers on this paper, just the orange flower. I'm going to cut around it. I glue it down and then I cut around it, and I do that with each of the leaves or each part of the leaf. And I'm doing that with three. I think I have like 12 different leaves, and I'm doing one, two, three, four maybe different kinds of backing, and so it'll end up being three each of those, I think. Anyway, a lot of this is kind of off camera. I didn't realize that I was below where my camera was, but it's pretty pretty much the usual thing. I'm cutting a chunk off there. I'm gluing down. I use the glue on the back of the leaf, and then I glue it down where I want it, and then I cut around it, and that's it. And I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing. I basically do an orange one here for you, and then I go off camera and I do some more. So I'd already kind of played with it just a little bit. These are the colors that I'm going to use, that yellow and that red and then the orange, and then I end up using another color as well. There we go. So the white ones are actually text paper, basically. And I'm using a bunch of Jen Hadfield paper, and Jen Hadfield has several gorgeous fall collections, and I think these are two older ones, and I'm kind of mixing and matching the two collections. I'm not even sure they were both fall, but they have a lot of fall colors in them. And so what I did was I found a couple in the one of the ephemera packs. I found these two leaves that are bright, like a copper kind of gold, and I wanted more of that color. And so you saw me fussy cutting there out of some of the other ephemera pack pieces. There are little, that same color, there are little flowers, and so you can see like I have two or three of them around the outside there now. And I decided I'm going to go with just kind of like fall or hello fall, or I kind of mess around with my title a little bit for a few minutes here. I end up with welcome fall, but I'm not even sure where I'm going to place things at this point. And so this is my process. This is just me kind of moving stuff around. I'm going through the two ephemera packs. My desk is a mess. I also grabbed some Color Cast Designs last fall had a couple of really cute leaf patterns that they came out with. I grabbed some of the wood veneer from that and I added that. You can see there's like three leaves from that. So now I've opened up the other pack. I mean, this stuff wasn't even opened. And I just had it in my stash and never ended up using it last fall. And then it moved into Christmas right away. And so that's the way it kind of works. And so this is the first weekend of fall here. This will post on Monday after the first weekend of fall. And so I thought it was perfect with these gorgeous cut files. This was a perfect time to go ahead and add this kind of a layout to the page, to my web page, who says that? To my blog, to my Instagram, etc. So I decided I wanted the title to be "And Just Like That, It's Fall." And so I went and got these Tim Holtz words, and they have, like the craft color. And so I thought, oh, that'll work. And I end up finding all the words that I need, and I put it on there, and then I end up changing it. It's going to stay on there for a little while, but then you'll see me change it to just Welcome Fall. And the welcome comes from one of the ephemera packs from Jen Hadfield. So let's see. So I used kind of a red, an orange, and a yellow to back my cut file. And then the other one is white with some text on it. And all of it came from these two different Jen Hadfield collections. I'm just going to add just a little bit behind my photo, a little bit of wood grain, a little bit of yellow, and then I'm adding some tissue paper as well. I also end up adding a few other little things here. At this point, I haven't even glued anything down. I wasn't sure. I knew I was loving the cut file. I love that I went ahead and I cut that out using wood grain paper. I thought that looked really cool. And then I really liked the papers that I used behind them, but I wasn't thrilled with the title, and so I was just kind of like, ugh. And so I walked away, and then I came back and found that welcome again, and went ahead and just used that instead. So you're going to see me glue this down, and I didn't really map it out very well. And so, excuse me, I have the hiccups. I end up having to move them a little bit after I've already glued them down, but I'm not using my quick dry glue because I'm really not using any mixed media, and so I'm just using my regular tape runner. Okay, so I have added these leaves. I keep wanting to call them flowers because they're so pretty and they're almost like flowers. But anyway, I've added these, and then around the outside of those, inside and outside of the wreath, I've added the kind of gold, copper gold, two of those leaves that came in the ephemera pack. And then I cut out little flowers that from some embellishments, and I added those. I probably have like 5 or 6 of those. And then I added some wood veneer from Color Cast Designs. And that is pretty much it. I don't add much else except a little bit of tangled thread, which you're going to see here in a second. As I'm gluing all this stuff down, I decided it needed a little thread, and so I put a little bit of orange, pop of orange behind my photo in a couple places. And then that's me trying to decide if I wanted to add thread. I've noticed as I started making these videos that I put my fingers together, like I clasp them together when I think. It's so strange, the things that you see on videos that you don't ever know that you do. But okay, so I went ahead and I'm adding some tangled thread there, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down. And then I think I pop up my photo at some point here. Yep, there it is. That's what I'm doing. Awesome. And then I finish up gluing stuff down as we go here, those little flowers. And then I'm going to add some other thread. The other thread that I add it's actually a kind of that same kind of copper metallic color, and I add some of that underneath the word welcome, which right here I was like, oh, I should add some thread there. And so in a second here I'm gonna grab that thread. Hopefully you don't see the top of my head because that's embarrassing. Oh, I fussed with this forever, and then it does end up looking kind of wonky, but I don't know, I still like the way that it looks. It kind of makes me happy that some of it's kind of wonky because, I don't know, leaves don't fall down in a perfect wreath, so. Okay, so this is that thread that I was telling you about. It's metallic, and so it doesn't like want to tangle as easily sometimes as other thread. Not that the other thread always does what I want either, but it's just a different texture. But I also like that it's a different texture because it looks so cool on um, the layout because it's just a little different. I'm not sure what I did there, but I must have hit, oh, I know, my phone, I was using my phone to film and my phone rang. And so I just had to turn it off and turn it back on real quickly just to finish. And that is just about it. I'm just about done. I thought about adding splatters, and then I just was like, you know what? I kind of like the way that it looks. And so I just stopped. And in a minute here, you're going to be able to see the close-ups, and you can see how intricate these leaves are and how cool they look close up. Here they are right here. And that yellow and the orange and then the really dark red mixed in with that copper color. It's really pretty. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon.